My name is Raymond if you're West. If this is the first time you're watching this channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place where we'll separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about the term called the Great Walk. What is this Great Walk? If you are familiar with African spirituality or you're familiar with any form of spirituality, especially Hermeticism from ancient Egypt, this is the Hermetic principle of thought, the Atlantean, the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom and writing, the one they call him Shehuti, the one with the head of the Iblis birds, the god of wisdom, the one also known as Lucifer's Ruficao in Western occultism, the one they call the scribe of the Infernal Empire, which is their own version of the underworld or the land of the dead, or the place that we call Amente in Kemetic spirituality. This is the place that the ancestors resides, the world of Amente, the other side, the land of the ancestors, ascended ancestors. By the way, it is not everybody that died that can be able to attain immortality or godhood, okay? Contrary to the assertion by some mainstream religion like Christianity, that if you die in their religion, you become unknowing, you become like God, you automatically understand everything. It is not like that in real life, in real spirituality. If you die as a fool in this physical world, your spirit will still become a fool in the spirit world. If you die as a non-entity, as a nicopomp, your spirit will continue to become a nicopomp because what you wear in your living form is a nicopomp. So there is no way your spirit is going to transcend into a Magnus when you die, or just because you died, then your spirit will not transform into something that is unknowing or powerful. It does not work like that. If you die as a kuli, your spirit will still become a kuli when you die. That is what I'm trying to say. So this mainstream ascension of spiritual bliss for every soul, immortality is promised to no one, okay? In the Egyptian book of the dead, the book of the coming forth by day and by night, the book of the other side, the journey into the spirit realm, it is not every spirit that can go into that realm of the ancestors. When somebody crosses over, their heart needs to be weighed with a feather to know if the heart is lighter than the feather before you can enter this great place of the ancestors. So immortality is promised to no one, okay? This is what you need to know, and it's a major fact, and we can prove it. So what is this great work for the African people? When you hear of Hermetism, you might have heard the word called alchemy. Alchemy is the process of converting base metals into superior metals. It is the spiritual act of refining the soul, of man. It is the act of spiritual evolution, of evolving, advancing, upgrading your soul so that you can be able to transcend into the highest realm of spirituality that is possible. So this is what we do in African spirituality and other major forms of spirituality. It's supposed to be a system for refining your soul. In this world, or in the path of enlightenment, there's only two ways that you can go. It's either you evolve or devolve. There's no way about it. Growth must take place. It's either you grow or you die. There's no other simple way to say it. It's either you evolve spiritually, you matured, you advance, you keep on learning, progressing, or you keep devolving until you dissolve into nothingness. Okay? So this is the way things work in the spirit world. So when you hear the great work, what does this great work signifies? The great work is the work that every person on the spiritual path must observe, must take on, must do to advance their spiritual progression and to generally make their life, if nothing else, better, or make this world a better place. So the great work is what we are here to do. For the African spiritualists or the African spiritual practitioner, what does this great work entails? This is what I want to tell you today. And it's a very simple thing to do. The great work involves you studying yourself and studying nature and discovering your gifts and your talents that you are here to administer as a person. The great work entails you making this earth a better place than you meant it. They say a man who is not better than his ancestors is a disgrace to his generation. The great work also entails you creating a sustainable, enabling future or environment for the upcoming generation, the next generation before you. These are simple things to do, but a lot of people don't do it. This is the problem that is caused by mainstream religion. Mainstream religion have taught people to neglect or avoid their spiritual responsibility, even their social responsibility, to leave it for some invisible being to do. Things that you are supposed to do by yourself, things that you are supposed to do with common sense, you now relegate it to an invisible being. Jesus will come to save us. Jesus will make everything better. Jesus will repair the road. Jesus will give us light. Jesus will give us water. Jesus will give us job. Jesus will give us food. What are you doing? You don't do anything. The only thing you do is to kneel down and pray. You are a very stupid human being. Who made you stupid? Your God. It is not me. It is your Jesus. And when I say this, some stupid people get offended. Yesterday, I did my last video. I made a comment. I say all praises to bastard Jesus. One stupid person came on the comment section. This person was angry that why will I say bastard Jesus? I should not talk about any other religion. He has been watching me. I should stay on my... Are you mad? Did I ask you to come on this channel? Jesus Christ is a bastard. He has no parents. We not know a papa. He not get papa. Anybody that does not know his father is a bastard. Did I say anything wrong? Now, wrong thing I say, I simply describe the guy. He has no earthly parents. He's a bastard. So you pray to your bastard Jesus, who has no father, that have lead you in the path of self-destruction. And when I talk about this thing, you get offended because you don't want to hear the truth. Somebody is a bastard, you say it. There's another one that got married to a 9-year-old girl who is a pedophile. A pedophile, people praise to a pedophile for salvation. Where do you think those people will go? We know the people. We know them. Make I call their name. Somebody called himself Mohammed, got married to a 9-year-old girl. Is that not pedophilia? Yes or no? Talk truth, make devil shame. Nice of stupid people who come to shine and come and run their mouth. African people, you need to get sense. If you don't have sense and you reject sense and wisdom, who will give it to you? What can we do to somebody that have rejected all faculties of reasoning? There's nothing we can do for you. So the natural essence for this kind of people is devolution. Instead of evolving, they will be devolving because they don't want to grow. They don't want to change their old ways. They don't want to repent of their stupidity, of their ignorance. They are enjoying this ignorance because ignorance is a drug. It makes you lazy. It makes you neglect your responsibilities. To even think, critical thinking, you rejected it. Common sense, you have rejected it. Doing your own personal work, taking care of yourself, taking care of your responsibilities, you have rejected everything. And you don't, what can we do for you? There's nothing we can do for you. Now suffer and die remain for you. Suffer and die. And I don't feel pity for this kind of people, especially if they are adults. So me, I don't count such people as human beings. I don't count you as human beings. I don't respect you. And I don't want to see you. So if you are here on this channel looking for a bone to pick, or they send you as a Christian spy, you will always get offended because I will be saying things that will make you offended because this is for This channel is for people that can think and want to change and want to learn new stuff. This channel is not for people that want to hold on to their old ways. The old ways that did not work for you, that did not work for your father. You still holding on to it kokoroko like plier. You don't want change, but you're here in African spirituality looking for what you can steal, spell that you can pick, You want to cherry pick the ones that you can use it to apply to help yourself. You think African spirituality is for bunny lovers. Yeah, we don't play, yo. This is the reason that say many of us are wicked people. We are very, very practical people. We are not wicked people. We use common sense. We value reason over emotions. So when you come here, when I say things to make you offended, if you feel so offended, it's either you change or you unsubscribe. It's as simple as that. Click the unsubscribe button. All your problems will be solved. Go back to Kansas City. Go back to your Bible, to your church, and forget that I ever existed. Okay? Instead of coming here to feel pains, to feel offended, do you think I am here to suck up to you? Do you think I am here to say things that will make you feel good, to give you ice cream coated with poison? Do you think I am here for that kind of thing? Do you think that we dey train fool for this channel? That stupid person that said that comment yesterday, God go soda your father head. You dey craze. They're not born you well. You come my channel call talk anyhow. I know they waste time to fire people. Now the way they run my package with that. So especially those stupid people from Nigeria, make una arrange yourself well. This channel now for critical thinkers. So we'll go back to the great work. The great work signifies you measuring your physical self with your spiritual self. It's the work of bringing your spirit self in harmony with nature. This is the ultimate connection that we need to do. When you bring your spirituality online, then you connect it with the natural divinities on the planet, you have started this great work. The great work is a journey. It is a journey of self-discovery. It is a journey of recreation. It is the journey of the beginning of time. That ancient, original connection between mind and matter, between the spirit world and the physical world. That connection that have been severed by Christianity, that have been severed by white supremacy. The great work is to reconnect it back, to restore it. It is full restoration. This restoration is going to bring freedom to you. It's going to bring liberation to you, and most especially, it's going to bring empowerment to you. This is what we are doing on this spiritual path. It's not about doing jazz, blowing native shock, doing anything. It's about reconnecting back to our original true divinity so that we can become the greatest version of ourselves, so that we can continue to be empire builders, not slaves, not second-class citizens of the planet, not people that will be thinking of that are beggars, spiritual illiterates, maggots, people who don't know themselves, where they create non-entity, empty vessel, people that are filled with inferiority complex, people that have stopped using their mental faculty. Those people, they are already dying. Physically, you can see them going around, dressing up, pretending, but spiritually, they are dead. When such people die, their spirit becomes zombies. You will see spirits that are walking around blind, deaf, and dumb. They're just walking up and down. They're just walking from morning to night. They don't know where they are going. They're just totally, this is how they will walk for all eternity till they will fade away. They're not going anywhere. This is what Christianity does to you. It turns you into spiritual zombies that will be consumed with time. The sands of time will consume you. You have no value to humanity. There are people that have been born for their entire life. They have contributed nothing to the upliftment, to the forward mobility of humanity. They are a total waste of human resources, of natural resources. Christianity makes people to be like this. They have contributed nothing, one pin. They never contribute to humanity because of religion. All their life, their body, spirit, and soul, including their children, they have given it to religion. All these people are wasted space. They are just matter. What is matter in science? Anything that have weight and occupy space. They are useless eaters. When you come across such people, you understand them, you see the mindset, you see that evil spirit, that spirit of darkness, that spirit of ignorance that is controlling them, manipulating them. You don't make friends with this kind of people. You don't stay close to this kind of people. You relate with them with high level of maturity from a distance. You don't take this kind of people too close to you. They are going to suck you dry because they are already devolving. So nothing good can come out of these ones. These are not the kind of people you want to put in your team. These are the people we use as pawns. When you see them, they already designed themselves to be pawns. The shepherd, that is their master, designed them in a way that he can consume them anytime he wants. So these are not the kind of people you want to make friends. As far as you are not in the same category with them, they will always see you as the enemy. They will see you as an antagonist. They will see you as something to be destroyed. These are the first people that will run to report you to Massa. That will tell people that you are an evil person because you are not one of them, because you are broken free. You are an enemy to their mindset. You are an enemy to their whole worldview. So you have to be very careful with these ones. Many of them are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are our fathers, our mothers. You have to be careful the way you relate with these ones, the kind of things you tell them, the kind of things you show to them. Because these people, as far as they are in that mindset, it's just like the Matrix. They can be easily manipulated by the evil spirit of the day to work against you, to sell you for 30 pieces of silver. So this is what you need to know. The great work is not an easy work. It's a work of making your conscious conscious. It's a work of actually standing your ground. It's a work that is both physical and spiritual. It's a work of continuing the legacy of our African ancestors. It's a work of speaking our truths, exposing our truths, using truths to dispel evil, to dispel lies. This is not a work for the feeble-hearted. That's why we call it the great work, because not everybody can do it. Not every spirituality person can do it. A lot of people are trapped. A lot of us have been so encumbered with life forces. A lot of people, before they wake up, they already have family. They have already gone far. They're already inside this system. They are already attached to the system. They just cannot survive outside the system anymore. It's like it's too late for them, but now they realize the truth. But they are trapped. Those kind of people cannot do the great work. They cannot do it. When you have 4 or 5 children, which time you want to read, which time you want to do things where your children are hungry, you have a work that if you don't go to work within the next 2 days, they sack you. You are living from paycheck to paycheck. You are already trapped in the system. You are now in the rat race. You run till you die. How you want to do the great work? Not everybody can do the great work, okay? It's for very few people. So this great work is for people that are selected. If it's your time to do it, you have to do it and nothing can stop you. If the spirit says that you have to do this work, you must do it and you must attach it to any other thing you are doing. If not, that thing you are doing will not work well for you until you start doing this spiritual work. I have seen people that they are in different walks of life. They are supposed to be doing this spiritual work. They are supposed to be priests or dibias or babalawos, but due to the factor of life and Christianity, they find themselves doing office job or other works. Some of them are even prosperous, making money. But the time will come whereby that thing you are doing, it will not be working for you anymore. Because you are not fulfilling your destiny. The spirits that are guiding will give you a few time to just run with it, to get some money, to get experience from life. But at the time, it will stop working for you. Until you come back to the spiritual path, you will never be comfortable where you are. When you find yourself in that situation, you have to come back to the spiritual path. You must align everything you are doing, must be in harmony with your spirituality for you to continue blossoming. There are some of us that have been choosing to do this great work. In fact, many of us, but a few people have neglected it. They have forgotten about it. They have forgotten why they were here in the first place. Some of them are not doing things that are in opposition, promoting advancing Christianity, or instead of advancing true spirituality. A time will come where those people will start getting difficulties in life because they have ignored their responsibility, and then they will start having problems. So this work is for special people. If you are choosing to do this work and you have been rejecting it, my advice to you is that you need to start doing the work now. Many people are afraid. Some of them are also ashamed. Oh, if I start to do African spirituality, what will people say? They will laugh at me. If I start to gather stuff like this now, they will say, oh, I have gone mad. All my friends will run away. My family will run away. If they want to run, that means they are not your family in the first place. Okay? Shame will not allow you to live life to your greatest version. Shame will not allow you to do things that will bring popularity, recognition to you that you really need. Shame will not allow some people to live the kind of life they are supposed to be living. I have seen a lot of people today that have neglected their natural talent because people will laugh at them. I've seen them, and I don't know what to say to those people. But one thing you know about life or salvation is personal. If you have been called to do this work, you have no option, because the spirits that you are supposed to be working with, they will make your life a living hell until you come to this part and start doing the work. It's as simple as that. We all have a role to play. Part of the great work is to discover your talents. When you discover your talent and start doing these things that you are supposed to be doing, you are actually changing life, impacting the planet positively, doing the things, you are filling up the space that you are supposed to be doing. You will find out that life becomes easy for you. Everything becomes easy for you. There will be no stress, and you'll be much more happier, much more fulfilled. But when you're running from your responsibility, you think you can hide inside one dirty church or one dark mosque, you are only suffering yourself. You are all just wasting your time in this life, passing through unnecessary difficulty that is not supposed to be there. I see a lot of people, I've come across people that are supposed to be doing this work, but they are in church hiding. And they are living the kind of life that they are not supposed to be. They are living below the average life they are even supposed to be. They are struggling, but they think they are happy. I just look at them, I just laugh. I have nothing to say to these ones. Experience is the best teacher. But one thing you need to know, for you to be an African person, to be born as an African, it means that you have a role to play, whether you like being an African or not. You have a role to play in all this mess that is going on. And what are you actually doing to make the situation better? Are you waiting for other people to do the work for you? Are you waiting for your government to do the work for you? Are you waiting for people like me to do the work for you? People like me cannot only do so much, tell you what you need to do, you have to walk the path. We cannot carry you on our backs. I get my whole load to carry. I'm not going to carry anybody for my back. So you have a responsibility. Despite all the commotion, all the oppression, all the different things that is happening, how can you make a difference? What are you actually doing to move humanity forward? Find something little you can do. It doesn't have to be big, but try to do something. Find something. If it's a little charity work, if it's little social engagement in your community, in your area, find something that you can be doing to alleviate someone or somebody of the problems that they are facing. Try to do something. We all have a role to play. You cannot leave this work for anybody to do. It is everybody's responsibility, and we must put all our hands on deck. It is part of the great work. The great work entails you studying yourself, studying your history and spirituality. You will see a lot of Christians today. They'll be blasting African spirituality, blasting themselves, insulting themselves every day, insulting their ancestors. These people have never picked one book in their life. They know nothing about African spirituality. They know nothing about African history. They have closed their mind totally to hear from the other side. Not that they will convert. Let me just even hear this other side of the story. They have refused. So what can we do for this kind of people? Nothing. It is their choice to remain ignorant. We leave them. Last, everybody go shop breakfast. Everybody go get sense. So it's a journey. So when you're on this path, you will see a lot of opposition, a lot of attacks, a lot of strife. It's like you are moving against the grain. You are moving against the multitude. It's not an easy battle. Some people may not survive it. But if you are here, it means that you are choosing for this path and you must walk it to the end. And it's an enjoyable path. It's a path for warriors, people that never die. continuous fighters. You will train yourself. Of course, the Spirit will always guide you. And it's very interesting, very exciting. You're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to have a lot of experience, a shit ton of experience. And if everything goes well, you might get to become an ancestor or a deity, which you naturally are in the first place. Okay, so this work, the essence of this work is to transform us into our God self. So when we pass away, we become living deities. We become the spirits that other people call on. When people say you're calling on your ancestors, you are actually calling upon those active forces, those active spirits that were very active when they were alive, and they are still active in the spirit world. So when somebody like me cross over, I'll become an ancestor that people will be calling, they will be invoking, they will be summoning to help them, to point them in the right direction, to help them to manifest this. I will become that thing, that very thing that we are calling on today. This is the essence of the great work. Okay, it's about spiritual refining, dedication, action, becoming that living will, that force of Eru, that actionable force, that primal force, that force that never died, that things that always seek expression. It is a active will of the divinity of African people. This is the great work. This is what you need to aspire to. So it's not about sitting down in your house, giving offering or putting food on altar or pouring libation on the ground. It's about active movement, organization, activities, spreading the work, doing the work, awakening the people, actually doing the spells, getting, discovering, understanding nature, knowing what is really happening in the spirit world. This is a great work. Refining yourself. They say iron sharpened iron. The more you step into the spirit world, the more you become spiritual, the more you know what is happening, the more you become like the thing you are seeking. It is an active thing. It's not something passive, like the way Christianity tell you, don't do anything, just pray, and as one bloody Jesus will take care of everything for you. That is lazy man approach to spirituality. That's why you see the way Christians, they die anyhow. They are like, and they are sheep to be slaughtered. You see them, they are alive, they are living. Anything can happen to them, and it happens to them. And you're praying and begging all day. They go to beg God. You go to bribe God with money. Your God na thief, na corrupt policeman with the bribe. You the bribe man with offerings. Can you imagine that sort of stupidity? Yet a lot of adults believe this bullshit. And yet you see matured adults, old people, we don't get beer for pre, don't get white hair for prick and tutu, that they believe this nonsense. You go take your own hand, they train your children to become slaves for white supremacy. Your own hand. Are you giving birth to slaves? This is what they do in Africa. That you expect your Africa to be great. How I want to work? When you are doing the thing that is actively counteracting your greatness, you have refused common sense, you have refused critical thinking, you have refused everything that will help you. You neglect your responsibility, that you start waiting on the white man to come and save you. You go, wait now. Jesus is going to save us. Rapture could come. Yeah, you go see yourself for heaven. They blow piano, they blow trumpet, you wear white, they clap, they walk on gold. You not get sense, you be ododo, you be fool, you be goat, and you deserve everlasting suffering, and that's not the only thing where they come for people where be fool. A fool and his money are soon parted. This is the problem we have in Africa. We have this problem before because many people are afraid or are unwilling to do this great work. If you call yourself a parent and you train your children to be moronic moron, you not get anything I won't say to you. Now the way you make your bed, you go sleep good. When those spirits start to misbehave tomorrow, not say they be bad children. We have many people in Africa now, once they bury them, the children share their property, then they go home. Again, because you raise your children as Christians. And they will tell you, say, Christianity have no business with the dead. Christianity does not honor ancestors. Christianity believe your ancestors are demons. So if I am a Christian now and I die, my pikin could say I be demon because I don't die. Now, what did they happen to Christians? That's why you see a lot of graves in Africa, they are neglected. They don't even have gravestones. because they believe that their ancestors are demons, that their papa are demon because he don't die. So when the children also die too, the other children treat them like that. That's why you see we don't have close societies anymore. And religion, now they destroy this connection. Immediately you don't hate yourself, your children will do the same thing to you. Nowadays, we they sell people grave, they sell graves and bones. People they sell their papa grave because they see their father as a demon. It does not matter. And so your children will also sell your grave as well because they copy from you. Now, waiting the apple now. Common sense is not common. A lot of Africans now, their dream is to travel abroad and live there forever and die in the white man's country because they have been made to hate their country and their country have shown them nothing but wickedness since they were born. So a lot of African youths are escaping Africa. Of course, we're escaping Africa. Why would they not escape? Because they have been taught the wrong thing and their country have shown them only wickedness and suffering since they were born. So the dream is to go to Europe, even to wash plates, to wash dead bodies, to clean white people's yansh, to carry white people's sheets. Now the dream of many African people, to go the bath dead body for mortuary, for abroad, to go the clean white people yansh, to go they do head care to all those old, ugly, twisted white people, to go the sweep street for Europe. This is the dream of many Africans because they have been made to hate themselves, hate everything about themselves, hate their ancestors, hate their own spirits. So their dream is to go to Europe and worship the white man and absorb themselves into the European lifestyle and die there and never come back to Africa. Why they are migrating en masse to Africa? Who do you think is taking over Africa? Is it not the same white people taking over their natural resources? Is it not the Chinese people, the Japanese people? For those people that think that black people cannot be wiped out, we can be wiped out, okay? It has happened in North Africa. Look, North Africa today. Did you see any black country there? They are all wiped out. They don't push them into sub-Saharan Africa. If we continue like this, within the next 200 to 300 years, half of the black population will disappear and nothing will happen. Spirituality is conscious awareness, activity, planning your future, creating your paradise on this earth. When God gives you that responsibility, you neglect the responsibility. What will you think will happen? The other person that is responsible will take over from where God left off. Okay? Spirits die. Yes. Gods can die, and they die all the time. A lot of them have died. So you need to be conscious. You need to be aware. You need to be self-aware of what you are doing. You need to be intentional with your spirituality. It's supposed to be your full responsibility, not the responsibility of any other person. I want to ask you this question. Let's say if African spirituality does not work, let's assume that it doesn't work. There's no spirits there. It is just empty like any other activities like eating or drinking or something vain and shallow. We used to be practicing it. If there's nothing to eat, you don't expect anything to get anything out of it. We used to practice it. If you will still practice it, that means you can make it alive. You can create something out of it. You can put your spirit into it. Anything you give your attention, we grow, we manifest. When you focus your attention inside this, you can bring a deity out of it. You can empower it to work for you. African spirituality is simply the spirituality of the African people. Just like you have Japanese people having their Shintoism, you have India people, their Hinduism. It is their own concept of their interrelationship with the earth and with what they call divinity. There's nothing evil about it. But when you come to Africa, you mention African spirituality. The first thing the low mentality Christians think is evil, demonic, devilish. But when they see a white man, they will be worshiping him. When they see Indian man come to Africa, they cannot even say any word. If he mess for their front, they go say, yes, sir. But when they see their own people, they hate their people. Who makes you to hate yourself? Your religion. The essence of Christianity and Islam is to destroy African people, to destroy African spirituality, to destroy any spiritual ideology that is not the same with them. Same thing they do in Africa, they do it in Latin America, they did to the Native American people, they did it to the Mexican people. They have been doing it everywhere around the world. When somebody comes into your lands, tell you that your own ancestors are evil people, all your shrines, they destroy everything, that they are demonic, you should renounce them and follow only their own. What are they doing? They are trying to absorb you into their system. They are trying to make you a caricature of their system. For them to create that system, it will only work for them because they create it in their image, in their own concept. It will work for them more than any other person. So when you tap into the spirituality of somebody else, you become their slaves. When black people pray to Jesus for liberation and prosperity, and the white people that created it pray to the same Jesus for liberation and prosperity, who do you think the Jesus will listen to? Is it not the white people that created him? Who do you think he will listen to? Okay, so you need to understand what is going on. You need to open your eye. For those undercover Christians that are here, it is high time that you wake up. You cannot be coming to my channel and you don't want to change. You don't want to open any history book. You don't want to advance yourself. You don't want to evolve yourself. Then when I say things, you'll be freaking anger. Do you think I am here to care for your delicate sensibilities? You think I'm here to kiss your ass? This is not that kind of place. So if you don't want to get offended, please do not watch my channel, because you will surely, definitely, unavoidably get offended. Okay? Because here we cook truth, we eat truth, and we poop truth here. So if you're living a fake life, this place not going to work for you. You need to find your square root. We not get basket for rotting mango. Okay? So the great work signifies you taking responsibility for your spiritual destiny into your own hands, not to put it in the hands of any middleman, of any tax master, of any Nicopomp Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or any bloody bastard that calls himself a spiritual guru. The great work is you taking your own spiritual destiny into your own hands, asking the right questions, daring to do, willing to do, opening your eyes, critical thinking, using the sense where God give you. Not be stupid people like you come here because they got talk anyway. We know what open their mind. This is the great work you must do. You must find yourself in this chaos. You must organize yourself. And most importantly, you must make the unconscious conscious. This is what you see here behind me. You have to bring that unconsciousness. You bring it into the physical world. You physicalize it. Then you interact with it. It is as simple as that. So I believe I have said enough for today. And those who have ears, let them hear. Those ones that feel offended, what they go take your head in knock wall. If you believe that heaven is real, why don't you just die today and go to that your heaven? Even your Pope, if they drive bulletproof motor, why not die, make it go there? Today, make it go take mansion for heaven. If you believe, say, your papa and I create this world, why you they suffer with me for these heads? Why you not clear space for us? Your God will need money to build church. Your God is a very poor man. Your God is a thief. Your God is a beggar. He's a bastard. I have no respect for any such kind of God. Okay? So me and the talker today. Now we get the destiny of our own life in our own hands. This is a great work. And I have taken that responsibility. And I have no regrets. This is the life that I have choose. And I will choose it 100 times before I will kneel down to any bastard Jesus or any bastard deity. Okay? So I not get anybody time. I believe I have said enough today. Common sense is not common. So if you want to go on the journey of that great work, I have a very, very great website called the River of Knowledge. In my website, we swim and dive in the sea of knowledge. We have a lot of materials, a lot of evidence to show you the validity, the originality, the authenticity of African spirituality, because we are the first people of this planet. We are the original people. Nobody came before us. Now we not born all of them. All of that race, especially the Caucasian race, which is the last one, they be our children. I will show you all these things with a lot of scientific evidence. If you want to know something, you will know something. If you want to take upon this part of the great work, you will take upon this part of the great work. But if you don't want to know anything, unsubscribe from my channel. Register, I will teach you stuff, okay? If you still want to read my book on quantum physics and African spirituality, the book is still here waiting for you. If you want to do your spell work, your X's, your packs, your whole 9 yards, oracle tarot readings, my number is under this video. Apart from that, I wish you a very wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.